Europe correspondent Mary Gearan is amongst the throng outside St Mary's Hospital in London. She's been there for quite some time and we now have some news to talk about. She's with us now. Mary, good morning. It's been a bit of a wait, as it always is, of course, with a baby. They come in their own time. What was the scene like there when the news finally came out?
Well, when the email came out and soon after, obviously, all of the Twitter announcements came out, there was a ripple through the crowd and it's a boy, and there was lots of cheering, there was champagne being popped all around, lots of excitement, essentially. As you say, this crowd has been building up, and certainly, of course, obviously the media has been waiting with bated breath, but also there's this real sense of excitement at the announcement. As you saw before also, there was a town crier who got up on the steps and added a little bit to the theatre of the occasion. After we found out by email, then followed the royal official coming out of the steps to get the bulletin containing the information that we all knew by then, to take that to Buckingham Palace to add again a little bit of theatre and ceremony to the occasion. But yes, down here there was just a lot of excitement, and there still is. You might be able to hear in the background just groups of excitement from everybody.
Now, will the media, are they expected to stay camped out the front of that hospital until, for a couple of days now, until we might see the royal couple exiting with the baby?
I'm pleased for him, yeah, boys, well,
Well, we've always been told that there would be three announcements. One, that the Duchess would go into labour and to be admitted into hospital. Two, that the birth of the baby, and obviously we've had that, albeit that was a good 5 hours after it actually happened, as we all know now. And then we would get an announcement that the new young family would be coming down on the steps behind me at the Lindo wing here. And yes, we simply don't know when that's going to be. It could be a day, it could be 2 days. And so this media contingent absolutely will be here to keep watch, as it were, make sure they don't miss a thing. There's been 24-hour cameras running for quite some time now. That's certainly not going to stop.
Speculation now turns, of course, to the names and the significance of the names, and whether the couple go for the traditional royal names or whether they go for something a little more modern. But what's the chatter around that, Mary?
Well, there are traditionally 4 names for people in the royal family, and of course, yes, this does give the bookmakers a few more days to get their money. We know that Prince William himself wasn't named for a week, or at least that name wasn't announced for a week. Prince Charles, that name wasn't announced for a month. So there's no real rush for the royal family in terms of the precedent of it. And of course, people are saying this as if this is going to be the name that they reign with. It's not necessarily the case. Of course, that is certainly the case for Queen Elizabeth, but it wasn't the case for her father, christened Albert and reigned as George. So while many would be speculating on what this name will be and whether or not it will have to carry all of the tradition, we'll just have to wait and see. Firstly, there's a lot of speculation that this will carry, the boy now that we know will carry the name perhaps of Arthur or Charles in the names for obvious reasons. So, for people who are betting on this, that should mean nothing, because essentially it's all been guesswork from the media. But this will be the next thing that the nation will be waiting on, will be the name.
Events like this, whether it be a big anniversary or a big birthday or a birth, are always seen as litmus tests of just how the sentiment is running in the United Kingdom, whether there is a Republican sentiment or not, whether the royal passion is strong or not. What has the press been reporting, and what have you picked up on that in the last few weeks in relation to this birth, Mary?
Well, there was a poll last week that suggested that only 43% of Britons were paying attention to the birth. Now, you could consider that a small number or a large number, depending on where you think that the interest in the royals should be. But I think it's also been acknowledged that Kate and William are modern-day celebrities, that they have in fact boosted the popularity of the monarchy overall, that they have, as it were, as a team, boosted the monarchy to a point where it will stay as much more of an institution, that its future is secured much more. And so that this birth will be another boost for this. Now that we have 3 direct heirs to the throne alive at the same time, it's seen very much as a sign of safety and stability for the House of Windsor, and that in itself could add to the popularity of the monarchy. No matter what, as you say, the boost to Britain and its economy is estimated to be $400 million we've seen from the Retailers Association. They're saying will just come from the sale of celebratory food and drink and baby merchandise alone. So that's nothing to be sneezed at, certainly from the business point of view for Britain.
No, indeed. If you can sell a few mugs, why not? And Mary, are we expecting to see any high-profile visitors at the hospital in the next couple of days as the Duchess of Cambridge recovers? Are we expecting to see perhaps Prince Charles?
We could very well see the Queen or Prince Charles. Prince Charles has just in the last few minutes actually released a statement saying that both his wife and he are overjoyed at the arrival of the grandchild, an incredibly special moment for William and Catherine, and we're so thrilled for them on the birth of their baby boy. And he's been quite prominent in saying how much this means to him as a first-time grandparent. So they are expected, and also the Middletons are probably expected over the next day or so. They were certainly going to not appear, we've been told, until the birth. So yes, that is also what this media pack in front of me is waiting for.